Hi everyone, I'm just trying to make the most of this before the rain comes again, shocker. Doing some content today on do you abandon yourself, self-abandonment and what that is. So we tend to abandon ourselves often without realising until it's too late, and then it's a bit painful. And when we abandon ourselves, it might be because we think that everybody else's needs are more important than our own, that we should always come last, that if everybody else is okay, we are okay. When we ignore how we're feeling, we kind of keep stum and we don't say anything because we don't want to rock the boat, because we're worried about conflict or a rupture, maybe abandonment, maybe being left alone, maybe being rejected. It's a trauma response to abandon ourselves. It's a trauma response to think that we matter less, and often if we abandon ourselves we tend to weigh very heavily on how other people see us. So we might be very concerned with how people see us, because if we're reliant on them seeing us in a good light for us to see us in a good light, we've got a problem here. And that's why we often tend to abandon ourselves, abandon our needs, consider more what other people want even if it's not good for us, ignore how we're feeling and not say anything just in case it doesn't go down well. It's very much in line with people pleasing, which is a really common thing. So if you are a bit of a people pleaser, don't be hard on yourself, but maybe just look underneath the surface as to why you've learned that. Maybe you've copied it off somebody. Maybe you've had a lot of abandonment, a lot of trauma, a lot of feeling not good enough, a lot of fear. So we learn to abandon our own needs to make others happy. And if we make others happy, we may wire it up in our brains that we're going to be okay as long as everybody else is okay. But in reality, it doesn't really work like that. When we abandon ourselves, we're abandoning our needs, we're abandoning our happiness, we're abandoning our wants, we're actually not valuing ourselves because we don't recognize that we're not valuing ourselves. We don't realize we need to value ourselves more and that there's work to be done. And we've often got very low self-esteem, low confidence when we abandon ourselves, because it's almost like we think we don't matter, but everybody else does. We're okay as long as they're okay. So if that's something that feels familiar to you, have a little look beneath the surface. Self-abandonment is a really painful thing, and eventually it will catch up with you and you will start to realize, and it can be bred through resentment and anger and frustration with others because they're not listening to us, they're not meeting our needs, they're not knowing what we want because we're not saying, because we are worried that they might be reactive, and they might well be. Question who you're around. Your importance is worth more than that. So if you have been self-abandoning, do something for you today, even if it's a small thing, just a gesture to yourself, because you matter too.